going on? Listen. Oh, there you go. So look, I had the camera off because I was gonna try that faceless or whatever they call it, but no, because I want you to see who I am. Even though I'm blowing up like some kind of balloon or something, I don't even know because I'm not even eating that much. However, I do eat good. Let's not get it twisted. But I think it's something else going on. I don't know. Hormones, glands, I don't know. Um, Fluid retention, I don't know. But whatever it is, I don't want to waste a moment. You know that song, I don't want to miss a thing. It's in that movie Armageddon. I don't even know who sang it, but that is one of my favorite songs. And I think it became one of my favorite songs because of that movie. Just like that song at the end of Officer and the Gentleman. You know, that song in Cooley High. A lot of y'all don't know about Cooley High, but that's a good movie. Watch it. But anyway, Cooley High, that it's so hard to say goodbye. Just little things like that. So I got on here real quick because I know that I follow a lot of stuff, right? Now, mainly since I'm old school in my 60s, I grew up like with my mom, before school and stuff, watching soap operas. That's how far back I remember. And then I remember when I was out of school, in between, I graduated high school, was like working and stuff, debating whether I go to college or not, because I took a little bit of time off, you know, on whether what I wanted to do. So I would watch the soap operas. I had when I graduated high school, I had one child, so I decided since I did things out of order, that I would have my other child, and I was hoping it would be a boy, and then I wouldn't have no more children, and I would go on and you know become this rich, famous person or whatever. Now life start life, and that didn't happen. But regardless of that, I'm still famous and rich within my own world and to myself. Like I love me more than anyone could. Hello, Huxley. Thank you. And I feel fine. I'm a disabled veteran. I got PTSD and COPD. However, I'm blessed. God wakes me up every day. I'm thankful. And thank you for your kind words. And like I was saying, I watch the soap operas. So mainly to me, soap operas ain't nothing but a amplified version of somebody's life. Because what do you do? What happens in a soap opera? It's married, it's doctors, it's lawyers. Well, thank you. Like my just like the channel and subscribe and share, and put your notifications on. So let's do that. Because like I say, I watch soap operas even still now today. And there's a new soap opera called Beyond the Gates. It's a like based on I think it's a lot of black people in it. It's all races, but it's like based around the black culture. You know, except their high society. Because we know how to be noble and royalty as well. A lot we don't show it, especially what's going on with Clarissa. And that's another thing too, real quick. Not to harp on Clarissa because everybody is talking about that, and I be in different chats and people have different views, and I give my point of view in each chat. However, I'd like to give a different one because I'm not going to be in one person's chat and take what they're saying over there to another chat. I'm not. However, if they all working together, it shouldn't matter. Conversations are to be had. However, I've learned that a lot of people, they don't like sharing, or they like sharing their way. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's not that they don't like sharing, but people don't want to be taken advantage of. And I know more than anybody how it is to get taken advantage of. Like I don't know. Like I'm looking at this camera and I'm feeling, thank you, True. It's one of my favorite colors too. I know Jesus. Do you? Like, okay. So again, that question, it didn't throw me off guard, but it's like, have I met Jesus yet? I have not met Jesus. I just know Jesus. So I know Jesus, and I know what he's doing for me in my life. I don't judge anyone. Yeah, true blue. They throw me off guard, right? But I know that I'm here for another purpose. I'm telling you right now, I'm here for the betterment of us. I'm telling you, I don't know, and I'm real and I'm sincere about what I do. There's people out there and they'll try to come after you, and there's people out there that will, they'll troll you, and then there's some people out there just to trick you. But you know what? I'm trusting God and my discernment, you know, and if I get vibes about people, and if sometimes I get it wrong, sometimes I get it wrong. Like I didn't get this thing with Caressa Shields wrong. I did not. A lot of people don't even know what it's about. A lot of people ain't even looking at that. I said a long time ago, because I be in a lot of people's bushes, because they have bigger following than I do. Like I only have 200. I have less than 300 subscribers. I'ma keep going though. I'ma keep going because I am trying to be like Cardi B, get a bag and fix my teeth. Because people be tripping about my teeth. However, I did some things where it took my beautiful smile to a so-so smile. But I still keep smiling. I still keep going because I know that what God has for me is for me. I know that I have free will and I ran amok with it. I did. I did all kind of stuff. That don't make me a bad person. It just make me not wise in some areas. You know, I'm not stupid. I done some stupid things. Like Clarissa, she does some stupid things. However, I'm thinking that especially the women, women should know when somebody. I know me. When somebody tell me what to do, oh, I can't stand that. Even for one, because I pretty much know what to do, especially if it's somebody younger than me, right? Not to say that younger people don't have knowledge, but first of all, work on yourself. You know, when you tell somebody, especially somebody arrogant, think they on top of the world, think they know what to do, they call themselves the quote. You think anything you tell them they gonna listen to? No. So if you trying to help her, try to get her to the side. Number one, now because I had somebody, like I said, I was getting ready to say, I had somebody and I thought we was sisters. Oh, this my sister. Oh, this my BFF. Turned out the whole time she wanted my life. She was really jealous of me or envious, whatever word you want to call it, because they are different. However, me and her mom were really the friends. and we did a lot of stuff together. And her mom died, and I happened to be in jail, and me and her mom was roommates. And had I not got out of jail the day after her mom died, mind you, I was not supposed to get out of jail until the 16th. And that's where I say numbers matter, because I got out of jail. Her mom died on the 30th. I got out of jail on the 31st of December of 2008, which was New Year's Eve. They ain't letting nobody out of jail on New Year's Eve. Number one, they want your New Year's to be jacked up if you're the criminal. And then they ain't too much wanting to be working. They ain't wanting to do no paperwork and stuff. So I always said that my friend who died opened them gates and let me out of that jail. Because had that not happened, and I would have stayed in jail to the 16th of January, I would have lost all my stuff. I would have lost my pictures of my children. I would have lost all kind of clothes, and I would have lost my diplomas and certificates and everything. Everything. And I had a bunch of stuff because we were roommates, and all my stuff was at her house. And it was just me and her who lived at the house. And her daughter didn't know, I don't know if she knew I was staying there or not, but she didn't really have no information on me. So I got out of jail, and I was trying to get in touch with my friend. And so I called the next door neighbor. And when the next door neighbor, I say, hello, I say, I'm trying to get in touch with so and so. And the next door neighbor was like, so and so is not with us anymore. And I'm like, you got to be kidding. Now, why did I say that? Because who jokes about something like that? So I didn't mean it like that, but I was like, I couldn't believe it because she was just fine. I had talked to her a little bit in the month and told her I'd be home. And she was just fine. Mind you, this friend, her birthday is December 25th. Uh, Now, mind you, I had a male friend, but was friends with my son. So he was like a son, but he was my friend as well. I let him stay in my house. Keep up, y'all. Keep up. I let him stay in my house, and he ended up getting killed and dying in my house. He got shot and left to die, so somebody knew him. And it happened in my home. I was like, and his birthday was December 25th as well. So I'm like, and y'all probably figuring, well, what that one thing got to do with the other? I'm saying I'm a numbers person. So therefore, numbers mean something to me. And the 25th, right, can stay with me. So the 25th, 2 and 5 equals 7, right? But I also have a daughter that was born in February, which is the second month, right? And I have another daughter who was born in May, which is the fifth month. That is 2 and 5. And then I have a son that was born in July, 7. So I know it don't matter to you guys, but I equate everything with numbers. Numbers make the world go round. Numbers is money. Numbers is the calendar, the days of the year. Numbers is your birthday. It's a lot of things, right? Matter of fact, it's everything. When you putting a program together, what's ones and zeros? I'm just saying. So a lot of people, I look at stuff in a different realm, and a lot of stuff people think I'm just rambling, and maybe it sounds like that. That's because my mind is just it is so far ahead that sometimes I have to slow down and catch up. Like it's just like things running around in my head, and when I talk like that, people think, "Oh, she's off her meds, or she need to be on her meds." This could be true, but actually, this is my mind off drugs. When I was on drugs, I was kind of mellow and laid back for the simple fact I had to process stuff. I wouldn't recommend that for anyone. And like I'm looking at these little pictures on my TV of past birthday parties for like my grandchildren and stuff like that. And they grow up so fast. Like I'm looking at my grandson, his first birthday party. It might be his second. No, it's his first birthday party. And he's now he's like he'll be 13 or 12. No, he'll be 13. Yeah, he'll be 13. He's getting big. So anyway, I hate that I get off topic. You know, people threw me off with that I meet Jesus. However, back to Clarissa Shields. I want you guys to know that I feel sorry. I'm concerned about Clarissa. I want, and I know ain't nobody listening to me, but I want people to just sit back a moment and just quiet the noise. Like she got a bunch of noise going on. But if they didn't give her the fuel, she would burn out. Like instead of trying to cancel her, because she's canceling herself out, and that's just what it is. She is canceling herself out, and she don't even recognize it. How can you not see what you are doing? Like somebody said today, and I don't want to take from nobody's theme or what nobody got going on. What somebody said today, she don't have a great support system, a great team, or anything. And that's the same thing when I was talking about this girl that I thought was my friend, that I thought was my sister, and all she did was use me to better herself, right? While telling me, well, trying to gaslight me by thinking that we was all going to make it, you know, to the mountaintop together, which I know that I'm going to the mountaintop, and I don't need nobody to go with me. I don't need nobody to push me or pull me because I'm going, right? That's where you're going to find me. However, I'm pulling people or I'm pushing people in front of me. It don't matter to me because I know where I'm going. I know my worth. I know what I'm going to do, right? My problem is that I stay back and I push the other, you know, and I pull, right? And then I got some people I'm pulling and they throwing me behind. like, okay, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? However, I'm the more I let myself go, the more rooms I go in and the better I feel. I'm gonna tell you because I'm gonna tell you that people might not want me shouting them out, and I don't mean and it's not in no particular order. However, on the male side, let's start with the males, right? So let's put it in order. I the first person that I got on where I voiced my opinion on somebody else's platform was Hood Champion. The first person that I got on video where I was seen and watched myself was on Battle Truth. But the next person who let me up that I can recall, somebody said that I was on Mr. Skinny's, that I called into Mr. Skinny. I don't remember. I don't recall that. I know I have been on his page. I believe I'm a subscriber to his page. However, I don't remember because Mr. Skinny is somebody that I think he's no nonsense and he has a bunch of people. I don't even think that he even see me, but I didn't think that Battle Truth saw me. I didn't think even Hip Hop and Chill would see me, and they do. And things like that matter. You know, when you have, I don't care how big or small your platform is, you have to acknowledge the people that it's going to make your platform. You know, And the bigger you get, the bigger you get, even though you can see the smaller people. And I'm gonna show you for an example what I'm talking about. Tasha K. Now she may have her little quirks or whatever, but she is loyal to whoever she's loyal to, right? And she will fight for them to a fault. Now you can't knock her for that. Now, what I wish that she would do is get out of that only one person thing, right? Because see, she could have been cool with her peoples, but she could have let her peoples know, hey, that little beef that y'all got going, what if y'all decide to squash that beef, right? Now I done created all kind of turmoil over here, but even though one of them say you have beef with me, we got beef forever. That probably was just might be true, but it also may be just lyrics or bars. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that I may think like that, but no, we ain't got to have beef. You know, we ain't got to have beef because first of all, it's not that serious. You know, and don't sweat the small stuff. And later on in life, you'll find out it was all small stuff. I didn't make that up. That is a cliche. That's a saying. It's a fact, though. You know. And then I'm with the Serenity Prayer. I do the Lord's Prayer. I also have the Serenity Prayer. That God grants me. The serenity, the change the things that I can, the wisdom to know the difference. If I can't change it, and who knows the exact rhyme or reason. And I'm looking at this thing where I'm looking at my young self, right? Where I'm on this, standing by this piano, all glammed up on a cruise, taking a photo where I got my hair long and flowing, right? Yeah, I'm reminiscing. You know what I'm saying? I like it when we reminisce. And then allegedly, when I tell people, I say, oh, well, Remy Ma is my cousin. I don't know if it's third, second, first. Well, I know it ain't first or removed. You know what I mean? I don't know a lot of people on my father's side. However, I'm looking at Remy Ma and I'm like, yeah, we could be family. I'm looking at some of my sisters and some of my kinfolk and really little Remy. I'm looking at her. I don't really see her son. I don't really know what her son looks like. I got to go back and look at some pictures. But her daughter, yeah, could be in my family. I'm looking at son right now. Like, matter of fact, her daughter remind me of my baby sister, you know, but that's on my mom's side. So, but it don't matter. I'm just saying, so we all could be related, especially with the slave thing going on, that happened. You know what I'm saying? But whether we're related or not, that's not why I mentioned that. I didn't mention it to try to get favor or anything because most people don't even believe me anyway. So that's cool. You know what I'm saying? And I was trying to get in touch with Remy Mom before I even started saying that to people. You know what I mean? And really, I didn't say it, and I've been new. I've been new, but I didn't even say it when she was on Love and Hip Hop, because really wasn't nothing going on. I was taking my life in a different. I was always trying to be an entrepreneur, right? I was always trying to get to that bag, but I was already, getting to the bag because I'm a hustler. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you right now, right? And that's what I do. But see, people take hustler and turn it into a negative thing. Just like people used to call me Thuggy, Tuthuggy, right? And I turned that Thuggy into a positive because people like Thuggy. Yeah. So I say, Tracy Hudson, you're what a you are. God got you. right? And that's the euphemism I gave it. And people, they take it or they leave it. And I mean, it's cool. You know, um, I don't have that. Like, look, I have all the stuff for a podcast. I just unpacked it because I travel, right? And so when I'm at home, I don't plug it up. But I think I should, right? I have like everything for it, even the headphones, Um, and I have two microphones and stuff. Like I say, I take it with me and I set up at different events and I do different interviews, and I have them. And I also, there's a lot of things that I'm doing that I pretty much just get the footage and keep it for when I get editors, producers, and I just have a bunch of stuff, right? So I'm doing stuff behind the scenes. However, I want people to the this in the back there. That's my little my little. I put little knickknacks up there. So like I'm in the process of getting ready for summer. So getting out the winter stuff, the summer stuff in. So I'm moving stuff into storage, out of storage, just moving it around, right? I'm just doing different things. And I was looking because different people, I keep seeing the numbers go up and down. So somebody come in, and I guess what I be talking about they're not interested in. I have two people here, and oh my goodness. So I just put this thing on. I tapped on here to look at the messages, and they don't stay. I wish they would, but they don't. But I might have it says two people in here. I don't know what two people it is. However, I'm glad that you're here. If you could hit the like button and stay a while. What y'all think? Um, Clarissa will change. Anyway, so I was trying to put a Q&A up there, but it didn't stick, so I don't know. However, what I want to do is I want to know, do y'all think Clarissa will get it? Like, do y'all think that she'll change? And what would it take? Also, I was thinking that people should stop telling her what to do or trying to tell her what to do because obviously she's not listening to that. You know, she needs a PR person, somebody who a public relations person, somebody who could say, hey, that's not working. That roo ha rah ha stuff ain't working no more. That I could beat everybody. That ain't working. I'm on the outside looking in when I was on the inside looking out at first. You know, so now I was in. It's like I was a fly on the wall, and that I could see the future, right? Because I just knew. I'm gonna tell you something, and I kid you not. I watch soap operas, and soap operas don't do nothing but recycle. They recycle the plots, and all of the soap operas had the same plot going on around the same time. How do I know? Cause I watched them all. Man, I was so glad when VCRs came around because I could video some while I watched the other ones live. And then when cable in the DVR box, oh man, I'm telling you, I watch them all. How you think I know how to record? Like everybody's recording now, but when I did it, and I'm just a regular person, even though I'm a celebrity, like I say in my world, because people act like I'm the public enemy, number one. They act like I'm doing the most, right? They steal my, they try to steal my swag or whatever, and then claim that I'm stealing theirs. I let them because I thought they was family. So I worked for $5 an hour. People look at me like I'm stupid, but even though I was working for $5 an hour and they barely was paying me that, I still was the most richest. I still was the happiest. I still had my milkshake still brought all the boys to the job. I could show them, but I'd have to charge. Seriously, no cap. And I would dress down. I would dress. The only time that I would dress the way that I dress is if we was going to somewhere where it didn't matter or where I might meet somebody. Because I didn't want, especially because before all this weight and stuff, I look good. I mean, yeah, and I got receipts, so yeah, I'm not worried about that. And I'm not looking for compliments. What I'm saying is, I used to dress down because I was with a bunch of insecure people. You understand? And when I say insecure, I mean just that. Real insecure. Like, I can't make stuff up. However, I was waiting on people to go live. So now I'm getting ready to go check see if some people live. But I just wanted to just chat with you guys for a while, see if you subscribe to the channel, um, trying to get a feel for what my audience is going to be. And I know True Blue, I thank you for coming through. Um, I would like us to do some stuff on a whole nother level. Um, I would like some people that I follow, that I be in their lives, I would like for them to come to my live. But I don't know if I don't even know if I'm on their algorithm. However, I stay in my lane and don't cause no commotion, you know, and I'm just here to support. So I will shout you out and share your stuff, you know, because what's for me is for me, and I'm gonna get it. So look, we're gonna be all the way up, and I holler, I'm out.